Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuhu, and welcome to One Life, One Book, our program on Hadi TV in which we discuss the tafsir of the Quran, currently discussing Surah Rahmaan with Alama Razia Najafi. The Quran is something that we must understand what exactly this object is and why are we spending time studying it. Why is Hadi TV spending time putting on a program about the tafsir of the Quran? What is the importance of the Quran and what is this object exactly? Is it just a book or is it something more? This is what we must understand. One hadith tells us that Quran is a banquet of Allah. It is a food for every kind of people, a food for our soul, a nourishment for our soul. For every kind of people, meaning the Quran is for the learned, Quran is for the non-learned, Quran is for kids, for adults, for elderly. Whatever level of understanding you may have, the Quran is for you. The Quran may be beneficial in your life. We don't have to be high-level scholars and ulama to understand the Quran or to even sit down and take time to read the Quran and ponder over the Quran. Just normal people like you and I can do that on a daily basis and inshallah gain great benefit from the Quran. In the Quran there are 70,000 layers. And the first layer begins for those who don't know much, with the lower level of understanding, and it has so much that it can go to up to the 70,000th level, which is for those who are very, very learned. So the Quran appeals to all of us, and inshallah we will take the time to spend time with the Quran and understand this great ni'mat, this great thing that Allah has given to us, inshallah. Today we are continuing with Surah Rahmaan. Like I mentioned, Alama Razia Najafi is with us today. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah. We left off on our last episode talking about the verse of verse of Surah Rahmaan discussing the ocean. And I know I had mentioned to the viewers that we would continue with a little bit more about the ocean and a little bit more in-depth explanation of what the ocean offers us and what we gain from the ocean and what are some of the special characteristics of the ocean, because it's something that takes up so much space on this earth that it must have something great in it, that Allah created such a vast thing on this planet for us. So we'll continue with our discussion on that and inshallah then go into some new verses of Surah Rahmaan. So some of the benefits of the ocean that I had mentioned last time, just a couple before we wrapped up the program, was how the ocean takes up 3/4 of the space on the earth, and that if there was any less amount of water than what it has or anything more than what Allah has set for it to have, the whole world would almost be out of balance. The creatures that feed off the ocean, the plants, all these things, even people, the whole ecosystem would be off balance, because when Allah gives a certain amount or a certain set system for something, then that's what it has to follow, and it cannot fall out of balance. Maintaining a balance is a very important thing, correct?
Sure. Yeah.
So we discussed that point, and we also discussed how the ocean affects the weather and the rain and the wind and these other systems that we have. So it kind of plays a role in every part of our life, all parts of the atmosphere and things like that. Another point that I wanted to discuss with you was how in the ocean there is such a depth where there is no light that humans cannot even go, because if we go down to that depth of the ocean, our bones will turn into powder. Right? We cannot handle that much pressure built on our bodies if we swim that low. But alhamdulillah, mashallah, subhanallah, I don't know what to say, that there are creatures of Allah, creations of Allah that can live down there in those parts of the ocean where we, insan, would just become powder. We wouldn't be able to survive there.
Mashallah, this is a miracle of Allah.
Miracle of Allah, mashallah. And even these animals carry with them their own light, like a sort of a nur that guides them, because that place in the ocean is very pitch dark. So so Allah has created nur in themselves, inside themselves, like for them, because there is no light of moon or sun. Right. So we can say the moon and sun is inside them.
The creature,
mashallah. Mashallah. Yeah. And the last point about the ocean was how it possesses things that are very precious to us, like jewels and other precious items, and especially medicine has a lot of medicinal purposes, especially a lot of the salt water. We could use that therapy for different skin conditions and other things that are in the ocean, and then we get jewels like pearls and coral and these types of things from the ocean as well. So
and there's a little which we have discovered. We don't know the next generation, and the next time how many new discovery will come out, because before people, they didn't know anything about this, whatever we know in our time. That's why we always say that Quran needs the tafsir and commentary in each and every year new, because unfortunately if we have one translation or one tafsir in our language, so we say it's enough. We have one tafsir. Why he is writing a new tafsir? Why he is doing again tarjuma of Quran, translation of Quran? We have in English or we have in Urdu, but they don't know that. For material things, we say no. We want more parks in our city. We want more, malls, new and new, because according to time, the trendy one. But for Quran, we don't want to update it. So it really Quran needs
to be updated and with the latest knowledge that we discover. Because I believe the hadith is that we only have. You can clarify this for me. The Imam, inshallah, when he comes, will bring all the rest of the knowledge, and we only have how much knowledge? Yeah,
from 27, we have only two, and 25. The 25 part of that knowledge, inshallah, our last present Imam, they will come and they will discover for us.
So the Quran, inshallah, we can do a ever-changing commentary and add more and more as we understand Allah's creation and bounties and ni'mat more and more every day.
And if we have ilm, if we have knowledge, if we have light in our life will become beautiful. Then we can take the real pleasure from our life. So that's why I would like to mention about our present Imam, that we should think that what we are missing, especially you have mentioned, is this beautiful and very, very practical hadith, that 25 parts of the ilm which are hidden from us right now, and we don't know, and we think, mashallah, how much we know, and how many miracles and bounties Allah has. If you consider and think that what we are missing, we have only 2 and 25 we are missing. So the time of zuhur, when inshallah our Imam will reappear, that time, that period is absolutely beautiful period. So and I have done many programs about that with my students and some lectures, and then you do dua, from the depth of your heart, that, oh Allah, ajil ala dhuhurik, because I want to see that time. That is a wish of all.
I want to be present
Muslim.
when the Imam is inshallah. So is there anything that I missed here that you would like to add about the oceans or discuss about this?
Just topic? Some akhlaqi points, as I do, because sometimes we say, okay, this is translation of this ayah, but how I can apply this ayah in my life, what can I take something and bring change in my practical life. So whenever I recite this about bahr, about oceans, and especially about the depth of the ocean, so I remember the ayat of Surah Nur, in which Allah has mentioned that if you turn away your face from Allah, then your life will become like dark and full of problem and stress and pressure, like the depth of the ocean, Bahr Amiq, which you have mentioned that there, how if we go there, so we can't bear it. So and then they said life without Allah, that is life without Allah. No nur, no light at all is there. And because here Allah has mentioned that Bahr is Amiq, and there's ni'mat, lot of things, and there in Surah Nur Allah is saying that if you want to live without Allah, then you you are thinking, you are imagining that this is something, this is light. Like for example, I think that by doing backbiting, I'll get the respect and honor from you, because I'm
dishonoring somebody else.
Yeah, somebody else. And I say, then you'll feel that I'm be very honorable in your eyes. But this is just my thinking, it's a my wrong concept. So like that, Allah is saying, whoever think that, by sinning and committing guna, they'll become, more
better in life.
Yeah, they have more fun in our life.
Status and things.
So they are going towards mirage, that is not reality. We are thinking like by not doing hijab, I'll get good proposer. Proposals. By not doing hijab, I will get good proposals, or by listening music, all kind of music, if haram music, I'll get, that spiritual food sometimes they said, and that sukoon and peace, this all are, khayali, we can say, this all
shaitani
khayal. It's not reality. So that's why hadith also said, an-nasu fi niyam idha matu intahabu, we all, in sleep. When we will die, then our eyes will be open. Then we will wake up, And here Prophet is saying, please wake up before,
you die.
Yeah, by force Allah will make us to, wake up, and He will show the reality for us. So before that we can, because everything is there, everything is clear. Sometimes when I recite, for example, Surah Waqia, or Surah Zilzal, or Surah, Shams, Qamar, whatever, you see that Allah, for example, what Allah is saying, Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim, إِذَا وَقَعَتِ الْوَاقِعَةِ, like it is in the past tense, So when I recite this kind of surahs about the Day of Judgment, about the hereafter, and Allah is saying, when that day happened, like
and when it's over.
Over. Like Allah is using the past tense. Like He's showing that everything has happened, and now you think, like the scenery, everything is putting in front of us to think, to ponder that what do you want to do, like sometimes He puts us on the Day of Judgment on, beautiful row of saf, or line of, muttaqeen. Sometimes say, if you are there, if, everything is there to make us clear. And I want to suggest and advise to my viewers that to study the sermon of the 20 of Nahj al-Balagha.
Right, about
the beautiful sermon which says about that how we are living in this world without awareness, how we're ignorant and arrogant about and how like we are sleeping, and we are not getting. So if
we're in a state of sleep, and we're not actually, we are physically awake, but we're not spiritually awake. You can say it that way.
لو قد عاينتم ما قد عاينا لجزعتم وهزتم وسمعتم. Like they said, whatever your dead people have seen, if you could see, and you can see what they have seen by death, by force, by their mouth. You can see before mouth. If you could see, which you can, then you never ever live like how you are living, with ignorance and with negligence.
That's a very powerful statement by Imam.
It's beautiful. And in the very young age, me and my sister-in-law, we used to do some kind of memorization, like hifz of this khutbat and this sermon. So that time I did that one, and I said, it's so beautiful, we never have heard from our lecture this kind of small, short and sweet khutbah and sermon. And then he's saying, La Allah ata'tum, then definitely you will listen the way you deserve to listen, and you will obey, you will submit it to Allah, the way He deserves, Allah deserves. So it's a beautiful, I'll say, if you recite yourself, so you'll get more yaqeen, more belief, and you can do ziyarat of Imam Ali alayhi salam by reciting Nahj al-Balagha, which is again Akhul Quran, means brother of Quran, because whatever Imam Ali has taken is from Quran.
Of course. So just to our viewers, that was Nahjul Balagha sermon 29, and if you get a chance, inshallah, you can look over that and find the sermon about that Imam Ali has written about our state of sleep in this world, and inshallah gain some insight on that.
So ayat number 25.
25, right.
Which is the core of this surah. Yeah.
And Allah and we have to reply as we always say, and the reply is
لا بشيء من آلاء ربنا نكذب inshallah.
So inshallah the viewers can memorize that verse and reply to Allah's question in this surah, and make sure that we use the proper reply when we reply to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala when He asks us these questions, and we understand Surah Rahmaan and the rest of the Quran, and we know that truly with sincerity that we do not deny these bounties that He's bringing to our attention, that we see all around us in this world. So moving on from so that was 25, and then we have verse 26 that you want to speak about.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. Can you help me and recite the ayah in translation for me?
Sure.
26 and 27.
26 and 27. With what little knowledge I have, I believe that the ayah 26 tells us that all that is on the earth will perish, but the one thing that will be forever is the face of thy Lord, with full of majesty, bounty, and honor.
Yeah. The Arabic is كل من عليها فان, as you said, mashallah, يبقى وجه ربك ذو الجلال والإكرام. Beautiful.
So, I mean, a question that pops in my mind right away is, what will abide forever is the face of your Lord. What face of your Lord? We all know that Allah doesn't have a physical being. So, what does this wajh mean, this face of your Lord? What is the meaning behind this?
Yeah, because here Allah is saying كل من عليها فان, fani, fan. Everything will perish, everything is temporary. So what will remain forever, for eternal, yabqa, baqi, you know. So wajh Rabb, only wajh, your Lord's face. So what does it mean? We know that whenever Quran uses this kind of words, like even Quran uses the Yadullah, Allah's hand. So we know that Alhamdulillah, our Tawheed, our the monotheism is so strong, and the best monotheism about Tawheed, the ilm, is from Ahlul Bayt alayhim salam. We are so proud that we don't have this kind of depth and exactly daqiq and correct knowledge about Tawheed, the level of Tawheed which is very high in the ilm of Ahlul Bayt. We don't have any other ilm, any other sect of Islam. And we know that there is no body, no physical, appearance for our Lord, because if He has a physical, then that if
physical being, if He has a physical form,
if He has a physical form, then then He
we are constraining Allah.
So He's a Khaliq. He is the creator of form and physical. He's a creator of time and place, but He is not Himself. He doesn't have need of the place and the body and the physical shape. So here definitely there are some commentaries and tafsir and answer for this question. So what does the wajh and face mean? One is the attributes of Allah, the qualities of our God. And the second is, which we discuss inshallah, that pure deeds and sincerity which we do with intention for Allah, for sake of Allah, that will remain. Like how we say that, how we have one beautiful ayah verse in Quran, which is my favorite ayah. And I love this ayah, and because of this ayah I have I choose my friends, and I have my own circle of friends, which is al-akhillau yawma idhin ba'dhum li ba'dhin adu illa al-muttaqin, which says that in Surah Zukhruf ayat number 69, that all kinds of bonds will, like again we say, perish, will be destroyed, will be finished, except al-akhilla, not only all kind of friendship and bonds will perish. No, not only that, but also Surah Zukhruf is saying that the muhabbat, the love, the friendship will change in dushmani, in adawat, in hatred, in enemy. Like all friends will become
your
the
enemy
on the day of judgment. Al-akhilla, Khalil, like how we say Khalilur Rahmaan, Khalilullah for Hazrat Ibrahim alayhi salam.
Friend of Allah.
Yeah. So this is the plural of Khalil, Al-akhilla. On that day, ba'duhum li ba'din adu. The Khalil, the friends, very, very, warm friends, close friends, they'll become adu. They'll become, enemies. Illa al-muttaqeen. Except the God-fearing people, because their relationships based on Allah's pleasure, for sake of Allah, because Allah said, that's why I love you, because you are the creation of Allah, that's why I respect you. So I'm not respecting you because of just your beauty, just because of your money, or just because of because you are very good with me, just because of my own selfishness. So I have that love and respect for you because of Allah, and because you are manifesting Allah, because you are the creation of Allah. So by this, even I can say that sometimes people they come and ask me that I don't like my for example some relative. Sometimes they say, I don't like my bhabhi or my nand, whatever.
Or my sas.
My sas, yeah. So how can I be kind, and good with that person who I don't like them, or that person? So I say, you see Allah and believe it that everybody is good, really, fitratan, nature-wise, they are creation of Allah. So don't think that, because really it is reality that all human beings, they are, naturally they are so kind. They want to be good. They like goodness. But sometimes they do some kind of mistakes. So give them right, and be very, very, very positive and optimistic. Then you can live very easily. And if you see like how Allah said, Al-Khalqu Ayalullah, so this concept of that all the creation of Allah is Allah's sign, and we say ayatullah,
and he says we are like his family.
There's a hadith, Al-Khalqu Ayalullah, sometimes we have seen in our life that some people, my father or my parents' friends, they sometimes they say we love you because of your mother, because of your father, because they were so good with us, so we want to be very good with you, and we want to respect you because of them. So so if you feel like that, and really if you love, and how our prophet they used to be, how much they were kind with, like especially I sometimes I think, like for example about Imam Ali alayhi salam, that how much zulm they did, that the people of Medina, and the same Imam with the same people, how much he was kind, and he used to give them, feed them on, midnight without, showing his face and everything. So I said, who are that people? Those people, those people, majority of them, they have killed Imam Hussein alayhi salam, Imam Hassan, and even how bad they were with Imam Ali in 25 years.
And Hazrat Fatima.
Hazrat Fatima. In 25 years, Imam Ali was alone, completely alone. There was no any companion or, and not any helper for him. And they were, they were missing the helpers, but they were so good with, even though they were enemy, that they were not good with Aimma, but Aimma, our Imam, they were very kind.
So we should, inshallah, take this as an example and try to put that in our life and not make enemies and try to be good with everybody and hold up good relations.
It's not easy.
It's very difficult. I can tell you.
It's easy to say, be good with everybody. Sometimes what do we say? We say, oh, okay, she did salam to me, she didn't greet me, so I don't want to greet to her. I was sick, she didn't come to me, I don't want to go to her. She did this with me. So whatever we are doing, we are replying, her, whatever she has done to me. I'm not doing anything for sake of Allah.
Right.
If I'm doing for sake of Allah, then don't worry at all.
Right.
If she's not noticing, if she's not, for example, appreciating my action, my act, my good deeds, but Allah is there, since Allah is watching. So that is the meaning. يَبْقَى وَجْهُ رَبِّكَ. Your that deed will remain forever, because you have gone to visit your friend just because of Allah, not just because. That's why I see even this ayah, this beautiful concept, this beautiful message of Allah can, bring a lot of, change in our life and take away a lot of stress from our life, because we get stressful, we get so much intention just because of this. Why she did this? Why he did? Yeah,
too much attention we pay to other people and the things that they're doing, and we don't.
And we want respect and love from people, not from Allah, who's the source of love and respect. Yeah, that is the biggest mistake which we do in our daily life, and then we will suffer.
Right. So if you could just give us the reference again for that ayat. It was ayat number 69 in ayat
Surah Zukhruf. Yeah, it's a beautiful
Surah Zukhruf, ayah 69. Inshallah, you can refer back
and
to
sometimes
that if you get a chance.
I myself, I put in my room some ayats.
Put it on the wall or something like that. It's a good way to remind us and keep us constantly thinking about Allah. And
then we can change it, monthly. You have, like, unfortunately, how we have our favorite songs, then, and we can change it. You say, oh, there's a new information if you get, so you can change, or you can put both.
You even have people who spend time changing their cell phone ringer every month or every week. They change their tone for their cell phone. So maybe, inshallah, we can try to change the ayat that we put on the wall, or something that we decide to read and ponder on and implement in our life. It's a good way to take it step by step. You find one ayah in the Quran. For example, this ayah you mentioned. This
one is beautiful. Again, as I have explained a bit, that how much changes can bring in light, can bring in our life.
Right, inshallah. I think that we're finished with time for today, but thank you so much for your time. And the viewers, thank you again for your time and joining us in the Tafsir of Surah Rahmaan. One Life, One Book will continue again. And if you do have any questions or comments, that email address, as usual, is info@haditv.com. In the subject line, One Life, One Book. Any questions, comments, feedback, suggestions, please shoot us an email and we'll do our best to accommodate you. Inshallah, join us again and we'll see you next time. Wassalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
وبكسر ذاك الضلع ربت عن ضعوف